Welcome to the 6th annual Save the Freedom 100 live on Racing Nation TV. You're witnessing practice right now for the race. We've been going at this for about, I want to say 40, 50 minutes now. 10 minutes to go. Ben Fuller at the top of the board. Joined alongside me, as always, tonight, Joe Donahue. Joe, how are we doing tonight?
What's good, racing fam? This is one of my absolute favorite things that I do in the year. I get to do it with my very good-looking friend, Kyle Cuthbertson, and we are in the booth tonight to bring you the annual charity race that we do here on the Racing Nation TV YouTube channel. It's like the one singular time a year that you'll see iRacing on the Racing Nation TV YouTube channel, but we do it for a good cause, and tonight we're doing it for a very special cause that I personally am very grateful to be a part of, and I'm always grateful to spend time with my friends in general. But for what we do here, Kyle, I think it's even more special. It almost brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, tonight we will be here to help donate to Allison Winter, a friend of ours, a friend of Unverified, the podcast that I do with David Lane and Tony Donahue. She has been fighting ovarian cancer, and normally we would be doing donations towards a charity such as the Riley Children's Foundation. We've done that in recent years, but this year we decided to switch it up and help out a friend, a member of the IndyCar paddock. We see her at a lot of races, and she's actually in the chat. You'll see Allie Fanatic watching from the hospital currently. Allie, we're thinking of you, and hopefully we can help bring some donations so that the only worry that Allie will have will be to fight cancer.
Absolutely. So Kyle, that's our game plan tonight, but that's part of the huge for us here with this broadcast. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have a good time and raise awareness for a good cause. But we had a little bit of a different setup this year compared to what we've had in the past because iRacing's granted us the luxury of a new car, a completely different vehicle to bring into this game. And I know that, we've had some other friends who have done a lot of the grunt work to get that set up for us, but do you have any, background on us to talk about from your perspective as the leader of the show? What's going on here? We got Indy Lights cars Indy Next presented by Firestone cars in iRacing.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we've wanted out of this event for the entire 6 years, right? We've been using the Indy Pro 2000 cars since this race's inception, and those cars are a bit slower, not really meant to be raced on a high-speed oval such as Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And I took part in the practice session last night, and these cars are hitting 200 miles per hour finally, and they race kind of similar to the Indy cars, obviously just with more downforce, and you can go flat out easy. And it's still a bit of a pack race, but it's still tricky, on the tires, on the handling. The guys, Noah Carmichael, Cole Freilich, Andrew Brodsky, who have really done the grunt work to get the setup dialed in, have done a really good job at making this a pack race, but still kind of hard to control. I mean, this car definitely likes to get out of shape if you make any aggressive moves, specifically to the right, because the car wants to turn left and only go left. As you can see here, Jaron Fast making a move to the inside, turning a guy around. I mean, you're going to see a lot of... You've already seen all the chaos in this practice session, a bunch of flips, guys just barrel rolling into the fence everywhere. We're hoping to see some clean racing on top of that, but definitely different to the last couple of years, because the last couple tries at this, you'd see 3 wide, Talladega-style racing, 3 wide, 10 cars back, 11 rows back. This is going to be a bit more, I guess, a normal speedway race, right?
And somewhat to a degree, yeah, I think. But I think we've got the car set up to the point where it shouldn't be like the 2025 Indianapolis 500 kind of oval race.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so you can, what I learned last night is you can go faster on your own if you run the outside line, as you see Matt Faust doing currently on track. You kind of take the normal oval racing line here, by, arcing it through, being nice and smooth. But if you're in a pack racing, obviously you want to be able to kind of white line and just use the inside like we've seen in recent years to defend. But if you're third car in the pack running a normal line, you can catch. And then what happens is about 3 to 5 laps into the run, that's when you get a big group of pack racing. The other note is the runs are not as big because we're going a bit faster. So, for example, out of turn number 4, there's not that guarantee that you're going to be able to be a sitting duck if you're the leader exiting 4. You have to really get a perfect run around the outside to what are we? We just had a guy barrel straight into the pit lane.
Holy mother! Oh my gosh!
That's another thing you're gonna see tonight. Is a couple times last night we had some snaking going towards the attenuator, and it caught some guys out. I know David Land got caught out from Noah Carmichael just darting out of the lane of the pit attenuator, and it caught David out. And he hit it. So I think that could be on the cards tonight of something to look out for, because we don't have that rule like you do in real life where there's a white line. Yeah, it's just there's so many variables tonight and something different than what have ever seen in this race.
Absolutely agreed with that, Kyle. And I want to take a minute because we've got just like about 2.5 minutes before the practice session ends here and we flip over into qualifying to call out something else that's different about tonight that we haven't had in previous runnings of this event. And that is that we've got some sponsorship partners involved in this show tonight that we want to make sure we shout out and appreciate their coming on board to raise awareness, raise money, help get this show on the road. And those are Peak and Simrap Market. So if you want to be prepared for the harsh winter weather, you got to make sure that your car is ready for the challenge with Peak antifreeze. They're 50/50 pre-diluted antifreeze and easy to match color cues on the labels make it easy to find the perfect match for your vehicle. And with the same corrosion inhibiting technology your vehicle left the factory with, which helps protect all cooling system metals from rust and corrosion, it's compatible with other extended life coolants. When you peak, you win. And with Simrap Market, a premier destination for all your sim racing graphic needs. Whether you're a seasoned designer or a new painter looking to personalize your ride, they have everything you need to take your iRacing paints to the next level, from templates to number sets, as well as custom camera packs to keep your races looking sharp. Find out more at simrapmarket.com. We also want to thank Racing Nation TV for hosting us and everybody who has come in. And we're going to thank everybody in advance and keep track of it as we go to make sure that we appreciate everybody who's also helping out with the donations to our cause tonight.
Yeah, thank you to Peak Performance and Simrap Market. You'll see a lot of the liveries in this race look very nice this year. There's a lot of great looking cars, and that's partly due to thanks to Simrap Market. I know Cole Freilich has been working his tail off to get a lot of these cars in the field done. Peak Performance, I just had some work done to my car today, and I might need some more fluids. I'd definitely go and get some Peak products. That's for sure.
What was done today, Kyle?
Well, I just got a tire fix. We don't got to talk about what we did to it. We just got to talk about Peak Performance. I love Peak Performance.
Yeah, just curious.
The Save the Freedom 100, powered by Peak Performance. Now, we did have a bit of a different route this year to get here than we did in recent years. Last night was the first running of the Earn Your Freedom 50, which is a support race that we have introduced to this race. And there were not the car count that we wanted. Just a few cars showed up last night, but it was won by Matt Skipper in a last lap crash where he actually finished the race backwards with a wrecked race car. You see Matt Skipper there on track. The first alternate, Jason Van Sickle, finished P2. He had a shot to get into the field today, but it looks like with everyone showing up, it's not Jason Van Sickle's year once again in the Save the Freedom 100. So here's where we're going to go from this point. Now we're going to start qualifying. Everyone has 5 minutes to complete 2 laps. And from here, the top 25 will be set. You are in the main event if you qualify in the top 25. Now, the iRacing UI I'm going to complain for a second, is terrible. So we're going to have to skip a heat race. Uh, they just wouldn't let us do with one consolation race. So we're going to have a heat race. Ignore that. Doesn't matter. We're going to move on to the LCQ, where we're going to take the top 8. So 25th, so 26th, all the way to 60 is going to compete in the LCQ in a 15-lap showdown where the top 8 cars will transfer to the Freedom 100, which of course is 50 laps. Yeah, we're going to have our 6th winner of this event.
Yes, we will. And it might be a repeat because we have a couple of our previous winners in the field. We're riding on board right now with Matt Skipper as he comes out onto the racetrack to get those tires warmed up and get ready for his qualifying run. I'm following along here. My main man, Matt Faust, driving car number 89, coming around turn 4 right now to get the green flag as well. We got a whole bunch of drivers out on the racetrack already to start these 2 laps. Hopefully we get a little bit of a like a segmentation of some people at the start and some at the end so that we can keep the action rolling as they get on. But the first cars that came out onto the track for their laps when the clock started are just coming through about turn 2 onto the back stretch for their first laps.
See, different to last. I mean, this is kind of the qualifying part. I kind of breathe a sigh of relief because if you've watched the Freedom 100 in the past, we used to have that kind of weird moment where we would have drivers practicing on the pit apron. So we don't have that now. This is a true qualifying attempt. You see Matt Skipper getting up to 194. I don't believe he's shifting. That's another thing. He's keeping it in 5th gear, and if you get up to 6th in the middle of the straightaway, he might be costing himself a few miles an hour.
He might be. You got to be careful with these cars. They're definitely a little bit different to drive, let's say, than the PM18 around this place. A lot of times going up on your leaderboard to start things off. Andrew Smith in car number 92. He's the first up on the top of the board with a 47.433. Cole Freilich, 2-time winner of this race, in 2nd. Brad Coleman, previously raced in the NASCAR Busch Series, runs 3rd. 4th place for Chris Aurelio, 5th place for Jaron Fast as it stands. And right as I say it, we got the number 97 of Brandon Hawken going to the top of the board.
You see our only 2-time winner of this event, Cole Freilich, sitting in P3. He is in the peak performance car. He's in the show pretty easily right now. Jaron Fast, P7. We see the 14 of Adam Harrington there, P6. It's still going to be Brandon Hawken in P1.
Yes, and looking down further on the order with that 25th place cutoff, Ben Fuller is currently sitting in it. There's plenty of other drivers who still need to go, including the defending winner of this race, Braden Movick. I see Nate Stort's up on the board a bit. Kyle Tupper, 33rd there. Part of last year's team to put on this race as a race control member, Trey Patton, put his first time up on the board. He's still down in 36th. And that cutoff's getting close to our previous winner, Michael Cozy Jr. from a few years ago, too.
I just saw Nate Dean go to 3rd on the board. He's racing an hour away from his home in a friend's sim rig, and he has not practiced all week. Just bought the car, puts it to P3. Noah Carmichael as well, I just noticed, P5. Another former winner of the race in the top 5. 2 former winners in the top 10.
Mm-hmm. But one of our former winners has dropped out of those transfers. Michael Cozy Jr., Matt Faust, Spencer Madden as well with them. They've gone out. Maxwell, actually, just as I say it, our previous winner, Braden Movick, goes all the way up into like the mid-teens range, and he's going to drop them back even further. So we've got the last couple stragglers coming through. Bailey Thompson getting out onto the racetrack in the 27 car as well. And I think actually one thing I want to call out to you, Kyle, one of the people who's raced in every single Save the Freedom 100, Christopher DeHardy, is 56th out of 59 on the timing board.
That's not good. Speaking of running every Freedom 100, Andrew Brodsky, P14 on the board. He's in the field. He's one of the heartbreakers that every year it feels like he's up at the front leading laps and hasn't gotten the job done. As we have 5 seconds left in qualifying, I think that's going to be it for everybody making their laps. So the top 25 is going to be set now as the session is over.
Mm-hmm. And the clock ticks down. First ones outside of that top 25, Caleb Harris, Corey Rexford, Maxwell Weiss, as that starting grid's going to get ready, Kyle, and we will jump into this is going to be the heat race that we're going to skip really quick, and then you're going to see the consolation come down, and we can run through the starting lineup of the 34 drivers who will have to race their way into tonight's Save the Freedom 100.
You see at first spot, look on the outside looking in, is the 21 of Caleb Harris. Or wait.
Yeah, you're right. First, he should be starting on pole for this.
Well, Joe, for being quite honest, the only scoring information that I have currently is what you're seeing on the screen right now. So if you could go through the starting grid.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm pulling it straight out of iRacing here, and from the top, make it drop. Here's your starting grid for what we will see for the consolation. Caleb Harris, car number 21, will go from first. He will be the pole sitter. On his outside will be the 0-3 of Corey Rexford. Row number 2's got Maxwell Weiss on the inside. And on the outside, previous winner of this race, driving car number 12 with the Chapter 11 Team Menard-themed car. That is Michael Cozy Jr. You might know that name from around the horn in the sim racing world. Matthew Faust, that's my best friend on the whole wide planet Earth. He's over in the same room as I am right now, actually. Matt Faust will drive the inspired by Spencer Pigot's Watkins Glen Samsung car number 89 from 5th place on the grid. To his outside is going to be Spencer Madden. And then you drop back a row from there. You got the number 48 car. You see it with the orange nose and the white on it, Dale Flemke. And to his outside in a car that reminds me... that's the Domino's car. So that's like themed off of your 1990 Indy 500 winning car. That is Dale Flemke. That's DJ Smith. I just said Dale Flemke's name. Matt Skipper, car number 69. Nice. We'll go from the inside of row number 5 in the silver and black. And to his outside will be our old pal, Mike Robinson, driving the 6-7 car. Behind them, on the inside, representing Alabama, I met him at Nashville. He's a very nice guy. He's super tall, Benjamin Fuller, car number 99. And Bobby Blowers will be to his outside in car number 34. You've got Mario Parody starting on the inside of row number 7 in car number 18. And then to his outside, the most famous person I know. He pays me to do things for him on occasion, David Land. Starting on the inside of row number 8, you got Ryan Greco in the number 8 car. He is a longtime member of coming out to these races. On his outside as well, a photographer you might know the name of. He's been here, I think this is his 3rd time in this race, Mark Rabilas. Tim Romanowski in car number 98 will go from the inside of row number 9. And on the outside, the Central United driver number 44, Kyle Tupper. Inside row number 10 is going to be the number 51 of Brandon Staten. And to his outside will be a longtime member of the Chapter 11 team as well. Driving the Singular Wireless, number 13, is Broderick Banta. I'm going to try to say his name right. Starting in 21st position, Brian Zabelski. There we go. I got it. Car number 85. Yep, starting 21st and 22nd on his outside. Originally out of Kentucky is Trey Patton in car number 01. Gary Yost III will be starting from 23rd place on the grid, and then Jesus Saavedra to his outside in car number 154, pink with the nice rims. You've got Ellen Olson on the inside of row 13 in car number 42. Then Jeff Fayette Barahona has been with us. I believe this is Jeff Fayette's 2nd appearance in this event. You'll have Jason Wallet in 27th on the grid, Shane Sweeney 28th, Caleb Carter 29th, Riley Weaver 30th, Zach Ryle 31st, 32nd, Krista Hardy 33rd, Steve Rada, Tristan Baer 34th, and they come to the line and the green flag comes out, and we are underway in a 3-lap heat race that I guess we didn't skip, Kyle.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't. This heat is. There was no way to really get around this because again the iRacing UI sucks. So this race doesn't matter, doesn't count, complete BS, bogus, if you will. They're already crashing. Doesn't matter that he crashed because that's not going to affect his day because the only thing that matters is the next race. So they just have to complete 3 completely bogus laps right now. And but with this bogus heat race, what it doesn't take away from is the fact, Joe, that David Land qualified terribly. He practiced all week and he qualified so terribly. And it's been a running joke over the last 5 years that he is always causing a caution. What do you think the odds are that he does it again tonight, Joe?
Well, didn't he just already? I mean, I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I mean, David Land, he's a good friend of mine. He's a goofball, but he's absolutely just the worst race car driver you ever heard of. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, he is just terrible. I mean, absolutely dreadful. So, I went out, not to completely change the subject, but I'm going to completely change the subject, Kyle. I just went out and checked the link to the GoFundMe that's in the description of this broadcast here, the Donate to Help Allison GoFundMe link down there that you can go check out. They have raised over $12,000 for her already. That's awesome. And we're trying to hit 14K, and we'll see how much further we push that button tonight, how much further we get into it. But wow, that is awesome. That makes me feel good to see that.
It's just what an incredible job, and so heartwarming it is to see the support that Allison's gotten over the last week or so. Since I think it's only been a week that the GoFundMe's been out, but the next goal is 14,000, and hopefully some of you, if you wish, we could get that number closer to the goal tonight.
Yes, that is what we're here for. On top of having some fun with our friends here in the holiday season, winding down on 2025. They come to the checkered flag. They are 4 wide past the line, 5 wide even, and they're crashing like crazy. All right, Kyle, what's the word on swearing tonight? How do you feel about that?
I think, Joe, we have sponsors now. We can't.
Right.
Or
right. We have to be
professional.
professional.
Anymore. Yeah.
Official.
There was a time for that. Not this year.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Well, Kyle, I do have a question for you, though, from the setup perspective. How is the results of the heat race going to affect the starting order of the consolation? Are we going to have to go through that again?
It absolutely should.
Sweet.
Well, you don't have to. We already read it. That was kind of the point.
Read it.
Yes.
I did do
So
that
we've already gone through the whole order. We're checkered. We should be moving on to the consolation now. This will be the real thing. We could use this time, Joe, to thank our sponsors again.
Yes, so we can shout out Peak Performance again. They are, when you peak, you win. They are a presenting sponsor from the Mighty Mac YouTube channel that has been gracious enough to come over with us and join us tonight for the Save the Freedom 100. They're presenting the show. And we thank Peak for being a part of our program this evening, as well as SimWrap Market. SimWrap Market is a custom graphics site. You can check out simwrapmarket.com. That is part of the show for like the CFM fleet, used some stuff from them, and I know some other drivers in the field as well have used those templates. You'll want to go check them out. But we thank them, appreciate them for coming on board with us to bring you this 15-lap consolation race, to bring 8 more drivers into the field for the 40-lap Save the Freedom 100 for 2025. And they're going to line up. I went through the starting order already with you, so we won't do that again. But Kyle, any other notes or thoughts that you have that we should tell the crowd watching about, maybe in the perspective of what it's like driving this car?
Yeah, it feels it's there's not that, it's hard to describe because it feels like understeer, but at the same time it just sticks. I think that's the best way to describe it. You can run every single lane, but it's really about momentum. And I think the key here is just to be up front and be on the inside, because it's way harder to get a run than it has been in recent years to get around the guy on the outside lane. But as you saw there in the heat race, the bogus heat race that didn't matter, it's, they were 4 wide across the finish line. So, we'll see how it goes. I think there'll be at least one caution given that David lands in the field. And, I feel like it's every year David just I'm trying to get him in right now because I don't know if he's going to make the final, right? So every year he gets mad because he catches strays.
Yeah.
And if he has a problem with it, he can just catch these hands at Pizza King tomorrow, because that's where we'll be. So.
Are you going to Pizza King Station?
I hope so. I hope it's the
Oh,
station.
you better.
Where
They bring you your drinks on a train. That's crazy. Do you want to get a quick pre-race with Matt Faust before they start rolling?
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Right. Cool. Well, I'm just going to move my microphone over. I got Matt Faust right beside me. Matthew Faust, you are in the consolation. You got 15 laps. What do you got to say about it?
I mean, we just got to stay clean. It's going to be chaos. I think that heat race finish is going to be what we're going to be seeing 3 laps into this thing and pretty much throughout the entire race. So just going to try and stay on the bottom and not get crashed.
You expecting to have to try to stay out of trouble for the majority of this one?
There's only trouble in this field, Joe. So, yes.
That's Matt Faust, my man. We're sitting 2 feet apart for this, and we're very excited. We're almost fully gridded, almost ready to get these 15 laps going, Kyle.
Yeah, very close. And one of the comments did inform me that I believe I thought I was right because it looks like the starting order did change? Question mark.
Did the starting order change for you, Matt? Yes, he's nodding his head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not really sure why because the heat race and the UI was set up to not. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's weird because some of them, like Caleb Harris, is still on the pole.
He's still on the pole. Yeah.
David Land's still in 4th. No.
I asked one of our lead experts in iRacing and sim racing in general, Cole Freilich. I did just shoot him a text to ask if he has an answer. So we are sending down some requests of information down to the pit reporters during this time. We'll get back to you on that one.
We'll have to see how this goes. But nonetheless, Caleb Harris is going to be starting from first place on the grid. And to his outside will now be Michael Cozy Jr. in the Circuit City sponsored number 12 car. Cozy won this race before. And then you've got Spencer Madden and David Land behind them. And we are on the countdown. And I think we are... I'm checking how much time's left before they start rolling here. Just give me 1 second. It looks like we should start rolling. Yeah, I hear gears clicking in. Kyle, we're about to start racing. I also want to give a shout out to Drew Graves. I see him in the chat. I also see my mom down in there. Ryan Belanda's watching that. His main man, his old roommate in college. My mom, my parents probably together. Hello, my family at home. This is the first broadcast I've ever done outside of college that I was not at home for.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, like to be in the same space as Matt Faust. I mean, that's a heck of a time right there.
Yes, I agree. He is a fantastic person, fantastic looking person. He is a good guy. I love Matt Faust. He's got his blue light glasses on. He's looking good.
To answer Drew Graves' question, it's been 6 years. How do we still have issues with this? It's because iRacing comes out with quite a few updates. And since we last did even a year ago, iRacing came out with probably the biggest upgrade to their UI that they've had in recent years, which changed up how you set up heat races in the game. That has kind of boofed it. I don't know any other. That's my vocabulary. Boofed it.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
any
fair.
other way to describe that.
Yeah.
So that's how. I mean, so like it should be pretty simple to set up a consolation race without heat racing, and it's not that simple according to iRacing. So that's why things got a little bit changed around. Apologies about that. That sucks, but we're in the consolation race. We're on the pace lap now. We're about to start this. No matter where
question.
everyone starts, this is where. Yes.
Let me ask you this on the stream for everybody to clarify for the fans watching at home. Do we have any fast repairs for this consolation? We have 2. Okay. So Matt confirmed to me from the driver's seat there are 2 fast repairs in this race. What that means is, yeah, we love Matt. He's our in-race reporter tonight. What that means is you're probably going to see people driving like silly gooses for a little while. So this is going to be interesting, and I'm getting the heebie-jeebie getting readies. The butterflies are flying in my tummies, and I'm so excited to be here with Kyle Cuthbertson.
Yeah, it's only 15 laps. This is your last shot to get into this thing. So got to make it count. This could be your last moments in this race for this year, is right now. So you got to be in the top 8. And so the 34 car right now is the guy on the bubble. And so straight away, we're going to be looking at 8th place because really, 1st through 7th really doesn't matter.
Yeah, you want to be in those positions by all means. And like I was talking with Matt before the race, And we've seen with like Corey Rexford, Michael Cozy Jr., people that we usually have in this event, like you say that and it's like, yeah, focus on 8th place, but they're all focused on trying to get up into 4th, 5th at least, because they want those buffer cars. So we're definitely going to be seeing like a range of space where people are really going to be defensive, on edge, and then you're going to have like the tail of the field. And I mean, we only put 8 in. You've got 34 cars out on track. There's cars that are going to be like, they're just going to do whatever. Like they're going to try. They got to try, right? You want to get in the race, but you've got 25 cars to pass to get there. That is not a small thing to overcome. So, you look at the back of the grid, Gary Yost III, Ellen Olson, Zach Riel, Riley Weaver, and who knows what we can see out of them. So we got the pace lights should be off, and we should be ready to get rolling here. Get it started. Usually we don't have that many pace laps, so I think we might have just gotten an extension from race controls. The pace car pulls away, and the field goes into the hands of the number 21 car, Caleb Harris. Kyle, I'll hand it to you because you can pull us around to the front stretch, and we'll get our official racing part of the broadcast started.
Absolutely, Joe. I'm so excited. It's that time to get things started for 15 laps around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The number 21, Harris Autosport. Indy Next. There's no engine manufacturers in Indy Next, so there's nowhere to go with that. But the kid from Alabama takes us to the green, hoping to make a start in the Freedom 100 this year. It's the top 8, all the way down to Bobby Blowers in the 34. We're green. As Harris gets a jump on the field, Michael Cozy going to slot into the inside lane, going into turn number 1. See, they're all going to go defensive now. The leader gets a bit of a jump, but you're going to see that go away, I presume, with the draft. He's not out of range yet to pull away. You see Michael Cozy in second place, leading the pack. David Land, you see him there in the white and blue car, as you see the pack already forming behind Cozy. The leader kind of ducks out of the draft to not help Cozy.
Cozy's going to be the one with the run here. As we come back around, we're going to maybe get a first lap in without a yellow. I don't want to jinx it, but it should be okay for a little while here. Everybody's going to try to just get through a couple laps. I see David Land and Matt Faust running 4th and 5th place there. Mr. Robinson in the 6-7 car back there as well. The inside and outside line. You see Michael Cozy Jr. now ducked to the outside to try to put a little bit of a run to the lead. And you are going to be able to make passes on the outside. This is a good representation of what is to come throughout the rest of the night. But Cozy hasn't quite pulled it off just yet. And now Spencer Madden puts his nose in the picture. And there we go. Now we're going to start racing. 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, 3 wide around the outside goes Spencer Madden. Again, doesn't pay anything. I mean, you make the race, but, it really doesn't pay anything to be 3rd right now. Just really means 26th starting spot rather than 33rd. The front of the field is 3 wide while they're 2 by 2 on back behind them. I believe you see there's Spencer Madden. He's in the 6. Michael Cozy in the 12. Caleb Harris in the 21. And then it's David Land in the 91 behind them.
Parity jumps to the high side. Elsewise, it's kind of 2 by 2 as they come back into turn 1 again. You still got Harris and Cozy leading the 2 lines up front. Your cutoff area right now sits between Mike Wayne Robinson, Mario Parity, and then Bobby Blowers, who moves in, but that's the outside looking in. Parity jumped up to the top side. That's that like purple and lime car you see still up there, getting a little bit of a run here from Ari Leindyke on the inside now. That was your transfer car for a split second now on the outside. Matt Faust, Corey Rexford, Spencer Madden, David Land, they're all holding out back there. And yeah, it's pretty much just kind of minding P's and Q's right now, because you've got to get through 15 laps before you can actually make that transfer anyway, Kyle.
Yeah, Bobby Blowers, like you said, in the 8th spot. I want to talk about the 6-7 car of Mike Robinson there. You'll see him. You're not going to be able to miss him with how many 6-7s are on that race car. The story is, Drayton Knowles was scheduled to be in that car. He fell. He became injured, metaphorically. He's fine. But Mike Robinson was one of the guys who missed the show last night, and he bought that 6-7 entry. He's now forced to run with 6-7s all over his car, but he was a late addition. He was not supposed to be in this race, and here he is. He's got a spot currently. He's in the top 8.
I will also give a plug for the Save the Freedom 50. There were 4 cars in it, and I will tell there were 4 cars in it, and it is the most interesting finish you are ever going to see in a car race in your life. I swear, if you hadn't seen it, you need to go back and check it out. We are still running in the, as our friend Scuba Steve just called it, the Save the Freedom 37.5 to get into the Save the Freedom 100. So many Save the Freedoms that there's almost no more freedom left to save. But there is, but metaphorically, maybe we're getting close to saving all of that freedom.
See, there's one car trying to make that third lane around the top work. He's caught by himself. You see Mark Rabialis, you'll notice him in one of the Team Chapter 11 cars, the neon cars. So you'll notice all of the Team Chapter 11 cars are very easy to spot because they look like the old Team Menard cars. We know this is Noah Carmichael won in one just 2 seasons ago. You'll notice Krista Hardy as well in the Domino's car. That's very easy to spot. Just not a lot of movement here in the front of the field so far. The pack is kind of just grouped together and not really anywhere to go. I also think everyone's kind of biding their time right now, especially the guys up front, because it's really down to Mike Robinson, Matt Faust, and Bobby Blowers there for the 7th ace spot. You see Mike Robinson, he makes the charge towards that outside, that third lane. What will he have to say as he almost loses it there? Got to be careful because, a move that aggressive, you don't want to get caught in, a Talladega-esque sucker hole where you then end up outside of the top 8.
Yeah, that's Corey Rexford down inside of Robinson, starting to make me nervous moving around in the corner. Oh my God, we just killed one. Oh, Rabialis and someone's upside down.
That's a big crash. We got our first yellow of the night. These boys did make it 7 laps, and that's a huge crash. Now, I have a feeling I know exactly what happened here. You saw Rabialis just kind of go sharp right, and like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, these things are very difficult to control if you make any real sudden reactions to the right. If you're trying to make a bold move and really just kind of dart right, these things just do not have the grip to take that. So see, that's a look at the 7 car in the back. We want to take a look at Mark Rabialis.
Yeah, so Rabialis is going to be the start of this, and then we got one flying upside down. DeHardy's there. Whole bunch of cars sort of in the back. That's Ben Fuller getting involved. Just like you're stuck in the pack, and you got a car that goes crazy in front of you, and now you're going crazy, listening to Kesha here as you try to slide upside down the front straightaway. But this is something that I've talked a lot about. I tried to warn my friend Matt Faust about, and he was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, because I talked to him, and he's like, why are you talking to me? But you get in this car, and it likes to turn left, and it actually doesn't really like to turn right either. Like, it doesn't want to do that, so you have to be really careful with your steering inputs if you're going to turn to the right. So if you want to go up the racetrack, like move to the outside lane, you've got to do it controlled and not let it get the best of you. And that might just have been what happened with Rabialis there, because it's a fine line. Like I did some practice, did some qualifying practice with this car with the team earlier this week, and that is absolutely something you've got to watch out for.
Yeah, and if there's one thing you're going to notice tonight is really just shout out to the iRacing damage model, because you're going to see cars flying over top each other, not very realistically. I mean, if you're a Penske employee watching this, if you are from the Indy Next by Firestone series, I promise you that would not happen in real life. And this is not an example of why we shouldn't bring back the Freedom 100. I promise. No, like this is a video game. Are you kidding me? This is not at all what would happen in real life. But anyways, it looks really cool and really fun in video game.
It looks really cool. There was a question in the chat. Kyle, I'm going to throw it at you. It's from Ryan Belanda. He said, oh, no. How long is this going to take to clean up? It's probably about 2-3 laps, right?
About 6-7 minutes.
6-7.
We should be going green in the next lap or two. I believe.
Yeah, I think we got 2 to go.
Still on the pace car, so that's 2 to go. Yeah.
2 more. 2 to green, confirmed by our in-race reporter Matt Faust. So, Faust still looking okay. Spencer Madden, David Land, Corey Rexford. Mario Parody is in 8th on your bubble. Faust is 7th. Rexford 6th. Got Caleb Harris still leading the way. And I would want to be Caleb Harris, like having the control at the lead as long as nobody, because they're not going to run you as hard as you're still watching back Revilis doing exactly what we were talking about, just getting into that, trying to go high, and the rear, he loses the rear out on him, and unfortunately everybody else kind of diving into that. That's a tough break. I saw Brody Banta in this mess as well. He's been a part of this race for many of the years that we've done it. Ben Fuller in there as well, but yeah, I'd want to be up at the front. They probably run you a little bit better, a little bit more conservative than they're going to run you in 6th or 7th place.
Yeah, there was a time in this race where you didn't want to be that guy to be in the lead because it happened so fast where you'd get caught out and you'd be out of the transfer in the wrong moment. But the way this car races compared to what we've seen in recent years, I think you do want to be in that top 3 or 4 and you're safe. Now, if you do go back and if we look at the crash and when it happened, Mark Rebilis looked to the untrained eye like he would be in the show. He was 11th the lap before. So you can see the lead be 2 lanes behind, but there's so many cars bunched together that you are, still out of the show. And as you can see, Bobby Blowers just now finally 7 laps into that run is 9th out of the 8th spot. I think he spent every lap to that point in the transfer spot starting 8th. As you see, there's Mark Rebilis. He'll be back in the show. I wonder how much ground he can actually make up from the back. Some updates. Matt Skipper, 19th. He was our Earn Your Freedom 50 winner from last night. Krista Hardy has run every Freedom 100, I believe, every single one, if not missing 1 or 2. He's 19th right now. Things do not look too good. And then if we look further through the field, I believe that's Trey Patton in the 01. He's in the back right now, 16th. Definitely not where he wants to be. You see Shane Sweeney in the 22. A couple more guys. Matt Faust, the guy running right next to Joe right now, physically right next to him, is in the show right now by 1 spot. So I reckon if he does make it, we're going to know about it because I don't know how you could be in this high pressure of a scenario and not make any noise while making the show.
You've been given the green flag to shout and be happy if you make it, Matt. He said, okay. Cool.
All right.
Well, they are lined up and ready to go. We are coming back to the green. We've ticked off 2/3 of this show. A couple of cars ducking out of line there as it's a little bit askew to the green flag, but we are back underway. And Harris is going to lead us back into turn number 1. Everybody goes single file up at the front. And there's a little bit of separation there. I think that was Faust who took it a little more conservative to get through turn number 1. Very smart. He's just going to gain all that time back in the draft anyway. So clean and green through the first 2 corners.
Yeah, clean and green. Michael Cozy is going to make a run to the outside. I think if he had help, he might actually have a shot. But you see David Land and Spencer Madden are taking the path of the Alabama native of Caleb Harris on the inside lane. You see further back there is Corey Rexford in the 03 behind David Land. And then there's Mike Robinson in the 6-7 machine. He's made up more spots. He's going to take the outside lane behind Cozy in the 6-7 machine. It is quite literally a 6-7 machine. There are plenty of decals on that thing.
Yes.
And then behind him,
what?
you see Matt Faust is right. He is currently in the transfer spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see him in the purple and black machine there, the number 89. Someone making a look underneath there.
Yeah, it's parody on the outside there in that kind of like Buzz Lightyear looking machine. And that is actually a run that's going to succeed there. So we saw it down the front straightaway. Oh, man. Oh, please. Come on, guys.
I'm sure he had to lift there. That was a tough decision to make there if you're going to make that move into the short shoot or not for Matt Faust.
Yeah, we're dipping around here.
It's a complicated scenario here if you're on the inside lane because, there's a lot more open space up top and you could get some more momentum. You see Robinson thought about going to that third line around Cozy. But he's got a good run. Cozy could go bottom here if he wanted to. He's clear.
He's trying to block the both of them. Oh, crash behind him.
That's going to bring
Jason
out
Wallet.
the yellow.
Jason Wallet in the wall there. Kyle. Nope, that's not Kyle Tupper. Who's in the Pagona car? Is
I
that?
believe that is Shane Sweeney.
Yes.
Or one of them, one of the Pagona cars.
Yes, so there's a couple cars back here. Alan Olson, Tristan Bear are not on the racetrack. I'm seeing Shane Sweeney is the car I was talking about back there. We got an incident there. We were on 2 laps to go. I can see it in Matt's face. We'll have to see what the replay brings back to us and
Now,
talk through
we are
that.
very close to the end here, but there are 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. Here's our crash. That was a big one. As we see going through the short chute on the south end, going into turn number 2. Who is it gonna be? See, one of our guys who's involved on the outside here. Ooh, a little bit of net code.
Oh.
Just quite a bit of net code, actually. And you see one
we got
car
one in the air.
ramping over top and into the fence.
Yep. That's
that's
Wallet with like that navy blue car with some of the yellow on it getting into that.
76
Yeah.
Machina Wallet was just in the wrong place at the wrong time there. But I want to know, who was that went into the fence initially? Who had the net code?
Pull back.
It was the purple and orange car.
If it was the purple and orange car, that would have been. We'll get back one more time here. I think that was Sweeney.
Right on board of Wallet here. The Pagona 22 was Shane Sweeney. That we can confirm.
Sweeney's going to be the one. I mean, Sweeney's the one who jumps up the racetrack from the inside. You can see it just off the corner of the left of your screen here. And then when we go through 2, we're going to see him dive way up on the racetrack up into us. And unfortunately for Wallet, that's going to be the kiss of, well, it's behind him, but yeah, kiss of death right there. And then
didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, we'll see what other stuff we see here. Yeah, I didn't like that. Brody Banta slipped through there. Man, slipped. Like a stick of butter on laxatives.
Ooh. I don't think
Right
that
in
was
front of the Hardy.
was not Shane Sweeney.
No, that red car there, yeah.
I believe it was one of the CFM cars because there was a WeatherTech logo on the engine cover.
I don't think so. I'm struggling to find it myself as well.
Oh, it was Shane Sweeney. There, yep.
Well, then there's this red car.
It was the 22. Just a bit of net code. There was just barely enough space between the 2 of them. And yeah, Shane Sweeney gets the rough bit of it there. That's unfortunate for him. Surely you have to think with this many laps to go with a green-white checkered coming up, that will be the end of his day.
Well, but don't forget about those fast repairs. We have 2 fast repairs.
That is true, but just in this format of racing and how difficult it is and how track position, I think, is the key. I don't know how you can come from the back at this point. So
you'd need like a field. You'd need a field wrecker. You'd need the whole field.
On the last restart, Matt Faust was our guy in 7th, and he, unfortunately for Matt and the boys, he fell down to 10th. Did not have the best restart there, and right now it's Mario Parody on the bubble, and you'll see the 8 car of Ryan Greco in 9th, and Matt Faust is going to round out the top 10. But there's another chance, another opportunity here to be in the show. The 6-7 car, excuse me, of Mike Robinson, I think has been the only guy to really make up spots. Lowest is 7th, but he's gotten up to 4th so far in this race, and it seems like he's making moves. So I would expect him to make the show if he doesn't get caught up in a crash. But he has proven that you can make moves happen and get up through the field. This will be the first of 2 green-white checkers if they decide to wreck again.
If they decide.
But after, yeah, they will. It's a decision, Joe. What do you think? So I don't think this will be the last green-white checkered if I was a betting man. But
you think this is the last green-white checkered, Matt?
I said I don't.
He said no. I wanted to check with Matt too. He said no.
Yeah. Well, we know how the man riding in 10th right now is feeling. David Land is still in the show, so if you want to bet on a caution, there's one right there sitting in the 6th spot.
We got a lot of David Land fans in the chat rooting for him right now. There's a lot of people in there giving him shout-outs. DL500 representation in there, shouting out his livery. We got the David Land crew down in the chat of the YouTube stream. It's good to see. It's good to see people supporting this. Got 107 people on the stream with us right now, Kyle.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you for tuning in each and every year. This is one of the most fun events that we get to do, and to see people still, even at this point, 6 years in, knowing what the Freedom 100 was is incredible. But to be here, supporting it, and hopefully someday seeing the return as we come around for turn number 4. We see Caleb Harris still in the lead. He gets a jump. Get going before the pit attenuator there. So the leader's going to get a jump. That's been happening the entire time. We want to take a look. We want to keep our eyes on the 18 of Mario Parody. He's in an orange car. We'll see him 8th in line. That is the transfer spot.
Yes, so Parody back there, transfer spot with Ryan Greco and Matt Faust in line there. There's a bit of a gap in between 8th and 9th right now. Faust looking to the outside on that 8 car behind as they come back down the straightaway here. Might want to try to get into the picture here as they come around through turn number 3. And it looks clean. We might be okay to get through. Well, we got to make sure they get through the lap to get back to the
we're coming to the white flag right now, and there's a run in the back of the field. Excuse me, Parody was not an orange car. He is the green Carlos Munoz looking car. That's all I'm going to refer to it as. He'll be 3 wide for the transfer spot. Matt Faust on the outside looking in. And Greco is going to make it 2 spots. So now it looks like the guy on the inside lane is going to be the one looking at the outsides. I believe now that would be Parody going back to the 8th spot. Matt Faust on the outside. Parody's going to fall even further backwards. Matt Faust right now in the 8th spot, fighting with the inside lane. They're 3 wide for the transfer spot.
This is great racing right now. I can't believe that they're about to do this. They come through turn 4 for the final time. Look at the runs. This is where it's going to go loose.
No idea who it's going to be. Big crash.
Oh, big crash. Faust hits Matt, was over the wall. And we got a
person. Nowhere.
Oh, Matt Skipper's the last one in.
No way.
And you wouldn't. I hate that I have to say this with him beside me. Who's the first one out?
The first man out.
That sucks.
Matt Faust. Oh,
we traded
my
one
goodness.
Let's get a replay back on this finish here for.
So the the 8th place car was crashing across the line. That's the obvious part. Matt Skipper here, coming out of turn 4, has no chance to make this race right now. His chances are over. And Mike Robinson in the 6-7 car, you see, gets a push. We're just narrowly going to miss it over the buildings, but gets turned in front of the field. Spin. Where is that silver bullet of Matt Skipper? There he is. Yeah, so he just slides across the finish line behind Greco, and he's in the show.
He is.
Unbelievable.
I believe this is also the very first year ever that Krista Hardy did not qualify for the race. That this is his first time not getting into the actual show. And Mike Robinson is not happy. Ryan Greco in the chat saying he got a little bit impatient with where he was running. Yeah, the really unfortunate thing with this, Kyle, is that this kind of stemmed from 2 people who, well, 2 people I'll say, as one of them kind of was sucked into it, who realistically speaking were okay if they stayed straight. That's the tough part.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Joe. I mean, this isn't like the first year that we've run the Earn Your Freedom 50, and the winner of it makes it into the feature. Goes all the way through. I mean, if you will, if you watch the Chili Bowl, Skipper went through the entire run of the soup. He went from the last main to now he's in the show. He's 33rd, but he is in the race, and that's just incredible. I'm at a loss for words right now.
Yeah, you're not the only one who's at a loss of words. Matt's not thrilled. He's watching back the replay here, but the good thing about that is we can maybe bring him on and keep him in the broadcast with us for the rest of the show here, because we've got 40 laps And ladies and gentlemen, they're lined up. And Kyle, if you're given the all clear, we will walk through this starting lineup.
Yeah, all clear.
All right, let's hit it. So we will start from the pole. Fastest qualifier, car number 97, white with green on the sides, black wings. That's Brandon Hawken. On his outside in the number 26 car, silver and red, that is Cade McKee. Cade McKee's a name that you may know around the iRacing world. I've been in a couple events where I've gotten to see him be in the field. Starting from third place on the grid will be the number 17 kart chaser machine of Nate Dean. He's not gridded up just yet. On his outside will be the number 92 of Andrew Smith. Looked fast in qualifying. iRacing on the side. Starting on the inside of row number 3, you've got the number 11, a champion of this race, wearing an Indiana Hoosiers helmet. It is Noah Carmichael, the Conseco Chapter 11 racing car. We'll go from the inside of Bailey Thompson, who has raced with us. I believe this is entry number 3 for that car. Starting from the 7th place on the grid will be car number 83 with Peak on the side for CFM Esports, two-time winner of this race, representing Kentucky, Cole Freilich. To his outside is going to be car number 93. It's a nice looking, kind of reminds me of the Zachary Clayman DeMello car he ran in the Freedom 100. This is Aiden Walker. Starting on the inside of row 5, you've got the VRL Votive Racing number 100. That's Indy Kirchenbauer. And to the outside, the Ascent number 2. That is a sharp-looking race car with Toyota Gazoo Racing on the hood. Olivia Pereira. Adam Harrington, the Cookout number 14, will go from 11th on the grid. To his outside, John Poole the third in the 66. This is his second or third time in this race as well. Brad Coleman, SafewayDriving.com on the side of the car number 65. He raced in the Busch Series a while back. He will go from the inside of row number 7 on the side of the Torque Media Group number 75 of Andrew Brodsky. Inside row 8, you've got the 56 Rain Race Podcast Pagona Insurance car. That's Chris Aurelio representing Massachusetts. And to his outside, the M Garage number 52, another really sharp-looking car in this race, is Micah Mixer. The defending champion of this event in the Tin Can, number 1 this time, out of Minnesota, is Braden Movick. And to his outside, the Red Lobster Marsh, Spirit Airlines number 9 of Josh Packer for Chapter 11 Racing. Josh Stoltz got the short end of the stick last year. The Red Bull number 43 driver was unfortunately technical difficulties let go of the race, and he is here with us tonight. To his outside is going to be a buddy of ours representing Indiana, is Jaron Fast in the Cliffs 06. Inside row 11, the GR Toyota Gazoo Racing Apex Action Racing Photography number 4 is Nate Stewart, has gone pro in iRacing before. Aside of him in the O2, you've got John Daniels. That's going to be an easy car to pick out with the lime green on it. Car number 81, we make winners, Legion Motorsports on the side for Carson Lucas, and on his outside will be the Perry Paints number 54, Indiana's own Mo Perry. Starting from 25th on the grid is going to be Pacey Wiggin in car number 00, and then you've got Caleb Harris in car number 21. Your winner of the consolation event will go from there on the inside of Michael Cozy Jr., the previous winner of this race as well. Over 100,000 subscribers for David Land on YouTube. He will roll from 28th on the grid. Aside of him will be Corey Rexford for the Rexford Engineering Team. Was actually, fun fact, a coworker of mine in the very first broadcasts that I ever did in my career. Starting 30th on the grid, Spencer Madden in car number 6. Who's outside? The back row from there. Bobby Blowers in car number 34. Mario Parody in the number 18 is going to remind you of Buzz Lightyear with the lime and purple on it. And the man, the myth, the legend, originally out of Florida, driving car number 69, nice for CFM Esports. Matt Skipper has made the race. And that is your 33 car field as they roll off, and they will kick up a little bit of dust here on the front stretch to do these warm-up laps, and then 40 laps around. And then, Kyle, we crown our champion. Compliments of Peak Performance coming on board with us for this race today, as well as SimWrap Markets. And we also need to make a big shout out to our P1 broadcasting partners and Jacob, who is running the broadcast of the stream tonight. We appreciate Jacob for coming on board to help us, and we appreciate P1 broadcasting as well. Also checking in on the fundraiser for Allison. We've put a couple extra dollars into that bucket here, and that is the main cause of what is now coming to be the main event as the lights are out on the pace car.
Before we get this thing started, I would just want to thank Noah Carmichael, Andrew Brodsky, you, Joe, for being here and helping set up this event. Everybody who was involved this year. I went on on a vacation, got a bit busy, and everyone handled it and made this one of the biggest Save the Freedom 100s of all time. From filling out the entry list, I guess we're going to have a bit more time here with the pace car staying out another lap. We're going to have one to green when we cross the line, but thank you to everybody who helped make this happen this year. The entries have been insane. And once again, huge shout out to Peak Performance for powering us today and SimWrap Market. Joe, final thoughts?
My final thoughts are going to be, I have had a lot of time to think about 2025 lately because, the way, like my job's structured sort of on that. Basically, I finished the year and was strategizing for 2026, but I had to look back at 2025 a lot. And it was for me, a very trying, testing year. There was a lot of trial and tribulation in it for myself. And when we do things like this, like we sit at the Indy 500, like Kyle and I and Matt, and I think about the things that have happened in between the last time I sat in this seat and this time. And looking through all of that, like the fact that we have the Lara Indy Lights, Indy Next by Firestone car here. We've got a full grid of 33. We've got over 100 people with us in the stream, people jumping into the iRacing session to watch as well. Like, this is a summation of a year, and I think it should be celebrated that way. Like, we took a year to get back to it, and we're about to check out and get the green flag. So for me, I'm just happy to be here, and like, I'm not even saying that ironically.
Thank you, Joe. Well said. I enjoy being in this seat just as much as you. Every year, you look back at the year between these two events, like you said, and it's just special to be here for the 6th year in a row, doing this. As our pal David would say, a year's waiting has come to an end.
A year's waiting.
33 cars are now going around a virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
33
ready to roll. Our pole sitter, the number 97, the 100 miles back here. The number 97 of Brandon Hawken, his first time on the pole of this race. The number 26 of McGee, who I cannot find on the entry list. Funny.
Abe McKee, yes.
He was entered as the number 31. Cade McKee, first time, I believe. I mean, you'll see names on this list that you have seen in recent 100s, and some brand new ones like our front row, including Nate Dean, who, like I said earlier, the story with Nate is he is an hour away from home at a friend's sim rig, has not tested, just bought the car, and he's third. He texted me and he said, we're winning this damn thing. He was just in the car 10 minutes, like the car driving to the sim rig just 20 minutes before qualifying that thing P3. He's looking to take the field on a house tour this weekend.
Wow. Kyle, what's your opinion on forks before we get this started?
I think they're very useful. I like sporks better.
You what?
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous response. Wow.
You asked for the answer.
I guess that's fair. I did ask. All right. Well, we can stop stalling. Peak Performance SimWrap Markets, P1 Broadcasting, Kyle Cuthbert's in from Racing Nation TV. You should give it a subscribe and a bell icon notification for the icon notification. I'm Joe Donahue as well.
Green.
We are green.
Green flag for the 6th annual Save the Freedom 100. Hawken leads in the green.
That was a weird
you'll see
start.
You'll see that in these cars. The leaders, like we saw in the LCQ, the leaders will get away just for a bit. And I think by the next lap or so, you're going to see the pack kind of form a bit. Everything's kind of staying status quo right now. Nate Dean making a move around the outside for P2 currently. Let's see if he can get that clear and done. He does. Nate Dean into the 2nd spot. Got a lot of Nate Dean fans in the chat tonight. We've seen him roll in. See, there's Cole Freilich, former winner, the only 2-time winner of the Freedom 100 in 2020 and 2022. 2, I believe. As Nate Dean's going to look around the outside to try and take the lead. Cole Fraley's going to follow him around the top side. Now we're 2 by 2 at the front of the field.
Hayden McKee has dropped back a bit there. We've got Brandon Hawkins still controlling this race. And I think we might... No, he came back. Cade McKee looks to be blinking a little bit. That's why I got a little bit confused for a second there. My timing and scoring. We're going to have to wait and see how many of these guys, if they want to make big moves or if they want to a little bit more easy than that, I'd say.
Yeah, Cole Fraley a little bit close to his teammate, Nate Dean there. And see Noah Carmichael, another former winner of the race in the dark green and green, mostly green, Chapter 11 Motorsports car. He's in the green one you see farther in the back. I believe that'd be Michael Cozy in the neon car towards the back to kind of pick those cars apart.
Whoa!
Oh.
Nate Dean to the high side, got shoved
he's in
up.
the wall. Oh,
And-
save it. Oh, somehow they saved it.
Man. Braden Movick dropping back from that too. Nate Dean way shrouded into the field now. He's got CFM help around him, but man.
Big break for Nate there to save that thing, but man, now he just lost all of his track position. He'll be back in the 12th spot currently. So see some other sleepers coming through the field. Andrew Brodsky into 11th. David Land has now worked his way into the 19th spot from the back. Keep an eye on Nate Stewart in P17. He's a NASCAR Coke Series driver, professional iRacer in the NASCAR world. Nate Stewart currently sitting 16th.
Noah Carmichael has moved up a lot there too, Kyle. Previous winner of this race, a big part of getting this show on the road. And he's, it's interesting to think about, like, we know Cole Fralick and we know the way he races. He likes to get to the front quick. But some of our other guys we know are a little more patient with it. Like, we're not seeing a ton of movement from Chris Aurelio, but we are from Noah Carmichael. And then you think about, like, last year's winner, Braden Movick. He really didn't get into the picture until, like, the last 10-ish laps of the race. And he's still back there as well. It's kind of sitting in the middle of the hornet's nest.
Yeah, you can kind of see this race playing out kind of how I talked about earlier. I'm glad I did the practice session yesterday because you can see that it strings out a bit at the beginning of the run. And then the leader is not fast enough to overpower the draft and get away. But the rest of the field, if you're in clean air, you can catch up. But once you get into this pack like where they're at now, is we got a wreck.
Oh, we got a big crash. Josh Packer.
Yellow flag.
I think they've kept their composure enough. We're still going to go yellow. Doesn't look like anyone really... There might have been one car that really hit the wall there. 2 cars, I believe. There's the other one with heavy damage. But it doesn't look like they really, had a big one there. There's, I believe that'd be Packer, right?
Yep, that's Josh
number
Packer.
9.
Yep. Packer, and I think Movick's also the other one who had to tow here. So your defending winner of this race is in the first yellow flag of the proper race, I should say. But we'll have to pull that back. Josh Packer in the 9 car. There's going to be a couple other drivers sort of around it. I can see Mo Perry right behind the 9 car there in the 54. And we'll watch this back here on the screen, Kyle, and see what came down.
You see a bit of commotion there. 4 wide, 1 car. Ooh. There was 1 car in the warm-up lane, but he didn't have anything to do with the wreck. I think he was just getting out of the way. But you see, I believe that would be Packer, and no, that was one of the other cars. But there's Braden Movick in the blue. There's Matt Skipper, your LCQ winner. It looks like he was playing it safe. He knew that was going to happen. Gave himself plenty of space. And then there's Packer far up the road. So 3 cars really heavily involved in this accident.
Yeah, that's basically 3, and so we do have the 2 fast repairs, so they're going to be able to get back out into competition here and continue participating. It would be better to not go a lap down, but there's plenty of race left, so it's not really the biggest deal in the world if that happens. But yeah, that's a tough way to start the night off, Kyle. And my strategy with having those fast repairs would definitely be to try to hold out and only use them like at the end of the race. So I do see this as a disadvantage.
Yeah, I agree. That was Micah Mixer in the 52, just to get a name on that car. Yeah.
A bunch of guys coming to the pits too at the front of the grid here.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a deal, the tires are going to be in this one. I do imagine that we're going to have to stop for fuel, so this is probably taking that into account. But pretty much the entire lead pack making their way in. Leader, Walker, Freilich.
Carmichael, your leader, came in. Aiden Walker they stayed out on the racetrack. Aiden Walker did, but
Yep.
I see Cade McKee down in there in the 26 car. The 97 was previously leading. Andrew Smith. I see Carmichael. I see Andrew Brodsky back there. And off and away they go back out onto the racetrack.
Yeah, this mixes up the field quite a bit. Nate Dean stayed out. He kept the track position. This is actually fun because this adds a bit of strategy to this show here because, we talked about earlier, just talking about the racing, right? Like the track position is a lot more important this year than in recent years with the pack racing not being as important. So Nate Dean, who just had a huge moment and fell back to 12th, he's now right back in the fold in 4th. Granted, he is off pit sequence now, but I think this is a good move. But Walker and Freilich staying out kind of differentiates Walker from Hawken, who's only going to be 7th, but still a bit different strategy here. So the top 5 are the cars who stayed out, top 5, and Hawken P6 will be the first car to pit. A few movers that I've noticed through the field right now. Nate Stewart is in P13. I think when I shouted him out, he was 17th, so he is just flying through the field. David Land is in 17th. He's from the LCQ, so that's at least 10 spots gained for the number 91 DL 500 Club Indy Mixed AER. We're just going to brand it as, actually, no, he's got HRC on the car. He is a big Honda guy. He drives a Honda with Firestones on it. He's praying that they stay in the sport. Mo Perry, 18th behind him. That's another beautiful looking race car, is the 54 of Mo Perry.
Yeah,
Perfect
I'll tell you, I see the Perry Paints logo and that design on stock cars, Indy cars, now the Indy Next presented by Firestone car. Mo does a fantastic job. Simrat Markets is a really great place to go. That's great stuff, and it's like that's kind of cookie cutter if you want it to be, if you want to have kind of like a template to go off of. Mo's got a style and a color scheme, so you can very easily pick out where that 54 car is. As I see Braden Movick coming through as they get double filed up, so he's getting a lap back here, which is good. Get that car back on top. Josh Packer doing the same thing as they get lined up, and we're probably going to go around again before we get the green, unless the pace car already left. I think it did. I think they tried to prove me wrong there, Kyle. I think they're trying to make me look silly.
Yeah, pace car is in. We're going to go this time around. Again, the top 5 stayed out. They have yet to pit, and I'm sure with this race being such a you can't really predict it, unpredictable race with the yellows and how many we're going to have. I think staying out here was a good move, but we have yet to see, and we will find out with 38 laps to go. The green flag is back out, and we're racing. The leader going to get away again. That's Aiden Walker getting out to the lead. Freilich trying to make it 3.
Whoa.
Freilich's going to catch up to him.
Man, they went into that corner just going high there. And Aiden Walker and Cole Freilich run a lot of leagues together. I know those two have racing. They have a racing relationship between them. They're probably going to know how to run with each other. Nate Dean, maybe a little bit of an anomaly into that because it is his first time doing this. But you got the 14 car in there as well. Adam Harrington and Cookout running on the inside line there with Aiden Walker. We are back in the short chute. Noah Carmichael's still in the picture. And Adam Harrington got loose. He went all the way down into the grass there in turn 4, and now he's going to go for the middle line down the front straightaway.
Be 3 wide for the lead. Aiden Walker really didn't get the jump that most of the leaders have gotten all day, and now we're going to be 3 wide for the lead. Nate Dean on the outside. Cole Freilich, he's up into the weeds. He's in the wall. He saves it, but
he's got damage
there.
though.
If he's got damage, I saw a piece fall off of that car. He's not going to be happy with that one. Man, trouble for 2-time winner Cole Freilich. Man, this race just feels like the 500. You see Nate Stewart there up towards the lead. It feels like every lap matters. Every decision you make decides your fate on how you're going to finish this race, and there's still 30 laps to go. Man, I can't believe Nate Stewart has made it this far up the field. He's already in the top 4 looking for the lead.
He's not a pro for nothing, Kyle. I mean, he knows how to whip these things. He can roll, and he's done it before in this race. He's had chances to win this event in the past. He kind of gets wiped out from other people's silly goosing, I'll call it. But we ride on board now. We're coming down into the turn with Noah Carmichael. Sits third in line on the bottom side of the racetrack, currently sitting 5th. Josh Stoltz is the car in front of us. You're going to see he's going to get close, and he might give a little tap, but you're not going to see bump drafting out of these cars until they get desperate, as they are 4 wide almost into turn number 3. Outside of him, Adam Harrington on his outside, and now Carmichael goes up at least to only have one single car on his outside, and they come back through again. I can see David Land peeking into the top 10, and your leader still Aiden Walker in the 93s. I've seen this before. I've seen that driver do this before.
Yeah, we've seen this one before. You see Hawken, the guy who pit, is now back into the 2nd spot. He looks like the guy to beat right now with how much he's running up front today, and having already made his pit stop, albeit early in the race, and still be up front is a telltale sign of how strong that car is. We're 3 wide right now, and I don't think anyone's really that aggressive or looking to really do all too much right now. I would at least hope so with how many laps there are left in this event. David Land update, he's P8 right now. You see that car now towards the front of the field. As I say that, goes to lead the top lane. He's going to gain more spots this time around, so hold my breath. P6 from the back. He's came a long way through the field. He's going to want to be careful, though, because you don't want to get tripped up once you get up front here to get involved in a crash.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job of giving each other space right now, but they go so high up out of the corner that it makes me nervous. And then you get like the 1 or 2 guys who will run down into the apron off of turn number 2 as well. So all of this movement, and you just have to really be careful that when you move, you come back in a slot that is big enough for your race car. I also saw Andrew Brodsky looks like he's blinking a little bit. That's an anomaly that the drivers are going to have to watch out for with like him coming in and out of the session. If they come back in and things don't go so well, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of movement that being 3 wide when you're not even halfway into the race, it's like, is it? You start to wonder, is it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I don't think it is. With, what is there, 25 laps? We're about to go to 25 to go this time by. As you see overhead, Noah Carmichael in the fold. Sticks out to me behind the 4 of Nate Stewart on the bottom lane. Andrew Brodsky being up front is notable. He's competed in every single Save the Freedom 100. He's come close. He's been about where he is right now, up in the front. And, he claims that this is his final attempt. If he can't do it this time, then this will be it for his iRacing days and being on the sim, because he doesn't race that much on iRacing. He buys the month in December, races this event, and then that's it for Andrew Brodsky. So final try for the 75 allegedly. We hope he comes back, but we'll see. We'll see
if he does like close. We'll see if he does like a Tony Kanaan retirement where he ends.
We got a car in the wall in the back. We'll see what happens with that. As Spencer Madden is the 6th car, he's off the track. I believe we will stay green.
Yep.
Indeed, we will. Tough break for Spencer Madden, one of the heroes of the LCQ. Just looking at the field, Michael Cozy in the 12th spot now. He's made his way from the LCQ to be up into the fold as we expected him, a former winner of this race. Outside of the obvious troubles for Cole Freilich early in this race, sustaining damage, all of the former winners are up front in this event. Braden Love, excuse me, is also out of the race. But Carmichael and Cozy still holding strong here to try and be the second multiple-time winners of this event.
Yeah, Freilich still running with that damage. Chris Aurelio's actually got damage back there as well. I'm not sure where that quite came from, but the goal for them is to just tick off these laps and wait until a caution comes out that you can come in and get those repaired.
Oh, Brodsky!
Brodsky! Oh, Andrew Brodsky, you bird!
Brodsky was one of the cars. There's Cole Freilich making it through the mess. That's a big break for him. And, yeah, damage to the 75 of Brodsky. You saw him sideways in front of the field. Heartbreak once again for the 75 Torque Media Group Toyota of Andrew Brodsky. Let's see if he can make it back to the pits. It looks so grim for the 75. Oh, he just... looks like he gets a little loose. Could be a little bit of... Oh, he blinked. Got into the 14. And there he is. Appears sideways. I believe that might be... Oh, Cozy just misses him barely. Let's see who gets into him. Oh, nowhere
That
to
was a
go.
straight on hit. Yeah, and then the rest of them come in after that. That was I called that. I said that. Oh, and it was our consolation winner Caleb Harris who got involved in that too. Multiple cars involved. That's, I hate to say it, but like I called that out. That's one of those things with when you're running iRacing, you got to watch out for drivers who are blinking. It's dangerous. This is why.
Yeah, he came from 15th position, was running in the lead pack, always a contender for the win in this race. And this year, once again, is not going to be the year for Andrew Brodsky. It looks like, I mean, you do get 2 fast repairs, but if he has to tow, and if he loses a lap, that'd be it. But, we'll see. As we see, cars are pitting. So maybe through a tow, if he only loses 1 lap, maybe he could get... It's going to be tough with the way that the pit sequences are coming together right now with the split strategies at the front of the field. There's Andrew now. He's going to lose a lap. But it'd be tough to get a wave around even now with, the way the field's splitting on strategy. You're not going to be able to be the last guy right behind the pace car because I don't think the whole field's going to come in again, right? Although I do think the race director will give wave arounds, but lucky dog.
But we've got a lot of time left in this race, so there's definitely plenty of time for that to happen. We're gonna have a crapshoot coming. Like, I think your name of the game is to get back out there and salvage what you can, but I wouldn't quite call it down and out just yet, especially considering those fast repairs. But speaking of down and out, we can bring in I asked him, he took a minute here to get set up, but Matt Faust has decided to join us in the commentary booth over here. So Matthew, you are now officially a commentator.
Yeah, not where I wanted to spend the 2025 Freedom 100, but still happy to have the privilege to be here with Kyle and Joe. They always put on a great broadcast, and it's always a great race. It's interesting, to say the least, as we saw with the ending of the LCQ, but yeah, happy to be here alongside you guys.
Glad to have you, Matt. Just barely not making it into this show. Very unfortunate, but glad that you could join us for the main event. We are just under halfway now. See Hawkins, Stewart, Carmichael, Kirchenbauer, and David Land is your top 5 right now. I'm sure those are the cars that stayed out. Let's see, where did the Aiden Walker, P14, he was your leader before the yellow, so he's going to be the first guy out of the pits after this. So I think staying out there under the first yellow was possibly a mistake. See, there's Brodsky. I just saw a yellow car fly by, so I think
he's getting his lap back. Yep.
All right, so the 75 car, still with 1 fast repair left, is still in this thing.
Yeah. I think Matt, he's going to be a lap down here still, right? Because he went down 2, or is he back on the lead lap?
I believe he'll just be down 1. Could be not sure what his timing looked like. But I mean, as we know, going through this race, I mean, we're only on lap 18 as of now. I mean, everything can change in the blink of an eye. The first half of the race, in my opinion, I think we're going to have a nice green flag run to get us to around 10 to go at some point. Not for when that's going to, materialize, but we're going to have that. And then the last 10 laps, it's really just going to be a crapshoot of who's going to be up front. And that's what this race is. And it's entertaining. It's fun. The big factor to look out, Brandon Hawking started in first on the bottom. The people, oh, we have an issue with second. Oh, okay, there we go. Back on track.
Yeah, he's a pro. He figured it out.
But whenever you're up front and on the bottom, it's really easy to stay there. But the people on the outside, that's where the other lanes are going to start forming. That's where the runs are going to be. So the guy on the bottom is going to be up there in the top 3 every single lap. It really just depends on the timing of the runs coming from the outside.
Excellent insight there from Matt Faust, a guy who was just in the thick of the action in the LCQ. So we're going to go green here, and it's going to be halfway. I do agree with Matt here. I think we could see a longer green flag run here to get us to 10 to go. But what happens within those last 10 laps, who's to say?
That's anybody's
green flags
guess,
coming out. Hawken from the lead. Once again, a big jump on the restart, and we're going to see them all pack up together. Nate Stewart, let's see how he plays. Let's see how a professional iRacing Coke Series driver handles this situation around the outside. I mean, I say that in a joking way, but also the guy has come from the back of the field, and there's not, there's 2 or 3 drivers in this field who've come from the back. So it's obviously something that takes a lot of skill, and they figured out something that the rest of the guys haven't yet, because not everybody's moving through as quick as Nate Stewart or David Land did.
Well, and Noah Carmichael did that at the beginning of the race too, as we see him now go for the lead on the bottom side of this 3 wide situation. Noah was up there pretty quickly, and I know he started pretty okay up towards the front, but he didn't waste any time to really move into position, and he's doing it right now on the inside of Hawken. David Land back there behind him, giving a little bit of a shove to him with the 91 car as well, but that's, the ability to go up front quick, I mean, Matt, do you think, is that because of the way we're running right here? Like, is that a capability you think we have with these cars right now?
It's a capability for sure. You're not going to make up any spots on the inside, as I mentioned. But when you get on the high side and you start seeing those 3 wide, that's when you're going to see the movers. When they're just in 2x2, runs aren't really materializing as much. When they start breaking away, those are the movers that you want to see. I think towards the second half of this race, we're going to start seeing some people from the back move their way up at middle, and that's when we're going to see a lot of the mayhem. When everybody's trying to get to the front at the same time, that's where we're going to have even more issues. And the big stuff, as we've quoted.
There's the big stuff.
Right now, I mean, it looks 3 wide, and any little mistake, any netcode could cause an issue, but everybody's just kind of buying their time. You're going to have your Cole Fralick, certain people that want to push towards the front, but everyone should be trying to be calm and collected right now.
Coming to 18 to go. Big pack forming at the front once again. Like I said, it's like a pressure cooker. You just at the start, it's kind of spread out, kind of everything, and it just builds. The pressure just builds at the front. Nobody can really, it's not easy to pass, and the leader is on the bottom is in a pretty decent spot to continue leading the race, but you can just see the field from the back just start to, as we see another yellow.
There's a car yellow
upside down. Who is that?
We got one in turn 1. We got to jump back and see what's back there.
There's Olivia Pereira in the 2. Not sure who that is.
Carson Lucas, and I think Nate Dean is involved in this. Yes, the 17 car. Nate Dean is also involved in this.
Nate Dean just ran the fastest lap in the race. He was in the back getting he just gets absolutely demolished. And into the catch fence goes the 17 of Nate Dean.
It's a wild ride there.
It's a huge crash. And then he got lucky to not get T-boned again there. Would have just been the icing on the cake for the 17.
Yeah. Pereira's kind of had a rough go of things. Carson Lucas has not been up at the front at all, just been biding time in the 81 car back there. And that worked up until a point, and I guess that point went blunt.
So, Matt, we were wrong. We thought we would get a decent run until 10 to go. We didn't. It's 17 to go, and we get another yellow.
To be fair, I said I didn't know when it would happen, but it'll happen at some point within these next few laps here. So potentially the next run, but like you said, it's a pressure cooker when you get up front. Everybody gets the toe. Everybody gets those runs as you start getting through the restart there, and there's really nowhere to go. This isn't a Talladega wide track. It's very, very narrow, so issues like this are going to happen. You're going to try and play it clean and just run your line. At the end of the day, one car slips going into a turn, and you end up in the catch fence like Nate Dean there.
Taking a look at Corey Rexford, currently sitting in 11th. He has been quietly kind of just in the midfield today. He started 29th, made his way up to the front. He's run as high as 10th, as you can see on your screen, and currently sitting at 11th. So he's made a run through the field, through the the strategy we've seen as well. He's sitting behind Aiden Walker, who's in the 10th spot, the guy who is currently the leader from the last pit sequence. You see Josh Stoltz in the 43 Red Bull machine ahead of him. Josh Stoltz, the guy who's been in this race for a number of years now. Just another update as well. I saw before the last restart that Braden Movick is back into the fold. There's Cole Freilich in 18th. He was also involved in a crash. Movick up to 18th. You see now on the ticker on your screen, just a few spots behind Cole Freilich. Your defending champion had trouble early in the race, had to use one of his fast repairs, but he's back in this thing. Another notable name from last season, last year's Save the Freedom 100 was Chris Aurelio. He was in the top 5 in the shot to win this thing before he got turned by Simon Sykes. And he started 15th and had a decent start and then fell back kind of in the first few laps, and he's kind of hung out in the 20s. So he's kind of one of those guys I think Matt's talking about where, you know, at will, I think as the laps are winding down, I think Chris Aurelio is a guy that, you know, you're going to see come through the field. Andrew Brodsky, Mario Parody comes to mind. Our LCQ winner, Caleb Harris, is back there as well. You know, there's a bunch of good cars towards the rear of the field that we haven't really seen this entire race, and I think we can see him in the next 5 or 8 laps or so to be in this towards the end. But yeah, I don't know, Matt. What do you think, and Joe as well? I don't think you want to be too patient because then you're just going to run out of time, and everyone's going to be pushing, and you'll get caught out.
Yeah, I agree completely. I don't know when the right answer is, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys right now. But like as we saw, it gets 3 wide. There's really no other place to go to move to the front. So when you get a run, I feel like you have to take it. That's something if I had to change, I would go back and do. I thought patient was the way to go. In a 40-lap race, definitely want to be a little bit more patient. But now we're getting basically to the LCQ distance. You can't wait too long, because once that 3 wide gets in, you get grid locked out. You can't take your run anywhere. But like you said, at will, people can move through this field. It's really about the timing of runs, when a car slips and you can get inside of them. Those are the things you have to look for, and be careful, but take those opportunities when they come, because it's going to be tough as this race gets towards the end.
Well said. That was well said by Matt. And I want to bring it back as we come back, getting ready to go back to green here. I want to bring us back to the GoFundMe that we've got in the chat of this broadcast stream for Allison. We are getting it much closer to inside $1,000 to go for their $14,000 goal to help our friend Allison out. So I want to definitely highlight that we've got a lot of people throwing money in to help her, and that is the goal and the big focus of this show tonight. So thank you. I'm going to say thank you as somebody just goes off in the grass here coming back to the restart and ruins my beautiful moment. I just want to say thank you to everybody for doing that, because that is what we're here to do, and it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who has donated so far tonight. You know, we're getting closer, inching closer to their goal of $14,000 right now. So just keep the donations rolling in, and yeah, just thank you to everyone to help Allison, a friend of ours, a friend of the IndyCar paddock. We're hoping to see her return to the paddock next season, as she's just one of the lights in the paddock that are just what make the sport of IndyCar so great. As we go back to green, Hawken leads, Noah Carmichael second. We got Indy Kirchenbacher in the 4th spot, battling it out as we see the top 2 now going, thought about going side by side. Noah Carmichael thinks better of it, goes to the bottom lane, but he might get trapped down there by Nate Stewart. And there's Cole Freilich, wild thing back there in the blue Peak Performance machine. He's looking to get back up to the front. I'm sure, if I know Cole Freilich, once he got that damage, he was pissed.
Cole is moving around a lot on the racetrack right now. I agree with you on the statement, and he is moving all over the place to try to find a way around these cars. As you go on board with him down the front stretch, we'll see how much movement we can get. Following Bailey Thompson right now, Josh Stoltz down on the inside of what you're seeing on your screen, and Freilich, he's picking them off. He's moving. They're going 3 wide about for the race lead into turn 1. Michael Cozy Jr. in the picture. You got 2 Chapter 11 cars in there with Nate Stewart, but atop the board for the moment, we've still, it's, you know, holding that bottom line. Brandon Hawken doing his thing.
flip out back to the inside. You can push a little bit. I think he just gave a little tap there to Josh Stoltz. Whoa!
Is that Muvik? That was Muvik. That was Muvik.
Just got
Cole.
in the
Oh,
Muvik.
look out. We got a crash. We got one going.
The yellow flag is out.
That was a hellacious barrel roll.
Yeah.
Through the air.
I think, no, it wasn't Nate
It
D.
was Mo Perry.
Mo Perry was the car that
Oh.
did the trampolining. Someone else. Grab. We'll catch it back on the replay here. It was Corey Rexford.
I think Mo Perry. Oh, wait. Corey Rexford was the one. What a crash. What a crash. And you see, there's Mo Perry was very lucky to not get hit there, but I believe that was Jaron Fast. Jaron Fast, another guy who we haven't seen all day, who I reckon is probably waiting for the finish.
Yeah, he's probably waiting a little bit. I mean, that crash was just, that was like trying to stick duct tape on ice. I mean, it just wasn't going to stay there. So that was a tough break. That was a tough break for Corey Rexford. But gets that fast repair like we've talked about multiple times tonight, Matthew. 2 fast repairs to try to help them get
As
through
we
this.
see him about to trampoline here. What a ride, Corey. I mean, not something that you want to wake up to. He's going to feel that in the morning.
What I tell you. I don't know if Corey Rexford's ever seen the movie Tornado or Twister, but he was sure doing it.
I don't.
He had both hands on red, and then green came up. That's how Twister went for Corey Rexford.
I think if you're gonna wreck, at least do it in a way that looks cool. And that's exactly what Corey Rexford did. So he's got that going for him. Wishing the best for Corey Rexford. Hope he feels better after that tremendous crash. That wow, really knocked the wind out of him there.
Yeah.
You see, there's Mo Perry. He lost the left side radiator cover there, the left side pod.
One of the few coming into the pit lane this time, Kyle. I think we were pretty close. Matt, did you get a chance to see the fuel window for these cars? If there's any chance that like we're definitely clear or anything like that?
It's a 28 lap fuel window. So
Okay.
I imagine after like the third caution, everybody was pretty much set to go.
Word. All right. Well, then we don't really have to worry about that for our leaders anymore, which means it's going to be a true to form car race. No strategy involved for them, so long as they were able to stretch it out enough, Kyle, so that they can take it to the finish and take it to the top.
Well, Joe, I think while we're waiting here, let's be a good time to bring in one of our drivers into the booth, ask him a few questions.
Let's do it.
Let's see if we can get Mr. Cole Freilich into this, former 2-time winner. Cole Freilich.
Oh no!
Here in the barn.
Hi.
Welcome to the booth. You're
I
live.
thought this was the barn.
It's lovely weather here in the barn.
In the barn.
Cole, you had a bit of trouble there in the beginning. You've been as low as 31st, but somehow, some way, you've made it through the field. How's she running? What's the strategy to the end of this thing?
Well, I was hoping we'd have more of a slipstream effect, but it's not gone well. But honestly, there when I had the damage, I was running 31st. I was kind of just sitting there like a proud dad, watching my vision for how the setup of this race would go down. Everybody was just in a big conglomerate, and it looked awesome. But yeah, now that we're actually in the pack, I'm getting a little antsy because you can build a run and take a run, but nobody's taking runs. So we're gonna try to fight our way through here. I mean, I have wheel damage. I've won 2 of these with wheel damage before, so maybe we're on track for the 3rd.
Can I ask you, Cole, I want to get your take on what it's like running through the pack versus once you kind of get up near the front. Like, how are your runs changing as you get closer and have the potential of, say, like stalling out in clean air versus having the draft?
I think it's a little easier once you're up to the front, mainly because it's not as congested. Like back here in 13th, it's kind of just gridlocked a little bit. But also, a lot of people are not playing the aggression. Now we're within 10 to go, so the aggression's going to ramp up. I expect to honestly see a lot different of a race now. But yeah, out front, I mean, you can build a run, you can kind of play with it, do whatever you want. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast. It's you get stuck eventually if you're in the mid pack.
Cole, we'll let you get back to it. One last question before you leave, though. What's your opinion on forks?
If Peak Performance made a fork, I would buy 15 of them.
That's a great answer. Fantastic answer. We love Peak Performance, and we love you, Cole. So good luck to the end of this race, and have a good one.
If I win this race, I'm getting drunk and kissing Joe, by the way.
Let's go.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's egregious.
That was Cole Freilich, two-time winner of the Save the Freedom 100.
I wonder, because Peak's on that car, they're sponsoring his race car, and then a beautiful plug for Peak Performance. We are powered by Peak tonight. Thank you for coming on board to the Save the Freedom 100 and being a part of this show. To them, Simrap Markets, P1 Broadcasting as well. We are back to green, and we are back to these questionable restarts because we're 3 wide already.
3 wide already. Noah Carmichael probably got the best end of that. He's with a teammate now, and Michael Cozy sitting in P4. He's a sleeper. You don't want to count out Cozy ever in this race. As you see, I believe that's the O2 of Daniels behind Cozy. You see now they're about to spread out to 3 wide for the lead. Cozy's going to think better of it. He's just going to let him fight it out because they're 3 wide for the lead. I don't think Nate Stewart's going to have quite the run here into 3. Let's find out. Yeah, he's going to lose a bit of momentum. Let's see if he can get the run in the short shoot and the straightaway. Wow, what a move to the inside in the short shoot for the O2 of Daniels.
Yeah, he got too close to Noah there. Movik's coming into the pit lane. I'm not sure what that's about, but that was a little bit closer for comfort than I wanted in turn 4 right there. We were really close to a big one.
The O2 of John Daniels. Too close for comfort there, as it's still the 97 of Brandon Hawken in the lead. Nobody's been able to deal. Oh, Cozy goes around. How did he not hit anybody? He's going to save it. No chance.
No way. Hey, I thought we weren't supposed to play.
There's no way. I wouldn't count him out completely because I think we're probably going to see another yellow by the end of this thing, but oh my word. I can't believe he didn't hit anybody. That's got to be a first.
Yes, so lucky there was runoff there.
David Land got kind of shuffled out of the fold. You see him making moves to the inside now to get back in this thing. That's Brad Coleman, former Busch Series driver in P6. Cole Freilich sitting P7. See, as I said earlier, Chris Aurelio making moves through the field. He's P11. He's been quietly coming through the field to get up to the front. Andrew Brodsky, who wrecked earlier in the race, is back in P16. So there's some guys around the back here, and I say the back of the field loosely because you can see David Land there. You can see Andrew Brodsky, and they're 16th, 17th, but man, they are still right at the front of the field. There is about 18 cars under a blanket right now heading to the start-finish line. Nate Stewart on the outside of Hawken. Noah Carmichael makes it 3 wide around the outside. I don't think that outside's going to have a run, but man, the inside is such a good run. Keeps the lead. It's going to be tough to beat Hawken, I think, on that inside lane. They're going to have to come up with something.
One thing to watch here as they go into the turns, look at the rear end slip out as they go in there. You really get a big run, and then you have nowhere to go with it, and that dirty air really hits in as you suck up behind a guy going down the straightaway. Those are where we're going to see the mistakes at, so keep an eye on that. The bottom lane gets very congested. That's where you see the high line really send it into the turns, but they're loose up there.
They're wrecking in the back. There's one car. Let's see if we stay green. It was just one car. I believe that's Nate Dean. I want to say, yeah, that's Nate Dean. No front wing for him, making his first ever Freedom 100 appearance. Started 3rd, but it has not been a great race for Nate Dean. He's going to park it, and that's going to be the end of his days.
We're crashing at the front.
Cole Freilich. He goes around. He's in the wall. That'll be the end of his Freedom 100, the former 2-time winner. We just spoke to him. And I don't, that's a 1-car accident. I don't think that'll be a yellow either, it looks like, so far.
Still green.
Still green with 5 laps to go. Nate Stewart on the outside of the 97 of Brandon Hawken. That's the O2 of John Daniels on the inside, and Nate Stewart just barely clears him. We do have lap traffic coming up. That is one of the contenders. I believe that's Mario Parody, who made it through the LCQ. He's about to go a lap down, and he could shake up this the end of this race here with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how quickly we got to the end of this race, Matt, but we've got sort of the main competitors of what we've seen all night. We got Hawken and Stewart side by side. There's a big stand up at
David
the top.
Land in the grass. Oh,
He tried to pull a Cole Freilich and he couldn't do it.
Now, tough to do. That grass, as I found out in the heat race, is not opportunistic for you. But up front, like I said, it's going to be hard to get past Brandon Hawking on that inside. Everybody else congests behind him, the high side going the long way around the track. Will they be able to time out the run to beat him at the bricks?
You're riding on board with David Land right now. As you can see, it's a bit of a cluster coming down to 3 laps to go. There is a lapped car that's going to shake things up at the front of the board, but you are sitting in the Hornet's Nest right now with him. John Daniels in front of us. You can see Noah Carmichael just to the outside as well. We are consistently running 3 wide pretty much the entire way through the field right now, Kyle.
you see Mario Parody up there. Could he shake things up? A lap car. The leaders are coming up upon. You see Josh Stoltz is there in the mix. We told you he'd be a factor. He's P4 on the outside. You see that 43 Red Bull machine riding on board the visor cam of David Land behind John Daniels right now. It is tight quarters right now, and I think everybody's taking the runs that they can. There's just nowhere to go.
We got to cut back here to the leaders. We're coming to 2 laps to go, and we are looking down to the inside. Big-time Indy Kirchenbauer's in this mix. They are searching. Some drivers getting close to hitting that attenuator like we've talked about already in this broadcast tonight, Kyle. And we got a slew of them, and we are inside 5 miles.
Inside 5 miles to the side. The 6th Save the Freedom 100. Josh Stoltz gets caught out on the outside. They're looking to go 4 wide. David Land has nowhere to go. He's stuck on the inside. He's looking left and right, but he's stuck as Nate Stewart and Brandon Hawkins still lead them side by side with Noah Carmichael. He's found his way into the 4th spot. He's got to figure out how to make a run around Brandon Hawkins and Nate Stewart work as we're coming to the white flag.
I am stunned to say the white flag is coming, and we will see the race end at the next wag of the flag. Here they come into turn number 1. They're about 3-4 wide behind them, and the control is still to Brandon Hawken as they come through the short chute.
Yeah, I think Hawken and Nate Stewart have the control of this race. You saw Noah Carmichael doing everything he can around the top side of the 2nd lane. Just can't get the momentum, can't get the run. I think this is going to come down to Brandon Hawken and Nate Stewart. Brandon Hawken against the NASCAR Coke Series driver of Nate Stewart on the outside lane in the Toyota Gazoo. He goes around. Oh, big crash.
That
I
took
think
a bunch of them out.
That took a lot of cars out. I think
We're
Brandon
still green.
Hawken coming around the last corner. I don't know if Kirchenbacher's going to get the run.
No,
it's going to be
not. Brandon
Hawken.
Wow.
Takes the win in the 6th Save the Freedom 100. And how about that? Andrew Brodsky to 3rd in what could be his final run. But Andy Kirchenbauer takes the 2nd spot in the 100 car. But it is Brandon Hawken who takes the win. He started first. He finished first. He led most of the laps. It was tough to beat him.
That was a pretty easy controlled race there. Not the first time we've seen a pole sitter win this race, but might have been graced into it there, Matt, because the way they came to the line didn't represent the racing that it took to get to that point with that. That incident really took a lot of guys out of the picture.
Yeah, seeing that lap car in front, too, that could have been to the advantage of Nate Stewart as they got back to the front stretch. He would have been able to get a tow there on the high side, potentially during the drag race. Could have helped them. But it will go to Brandon Hawking, and as I said, the bottom line is dominant. As you get through those turns, the shortest way around the track was definitely the advantage for this race.
Yeah, definitely the advantage. That kind of played out like a real-life Freedom 100. If you think back to the IL-15, you know, the leader really ran away. I mean, you saw a lot of Freedom 100s, even though they were pack races, the leader would still have the advantage. And, yeah, just really a controlled race by Brandon Hawken.
Nate Stewart did have a nose and just cut down a little bit in turn 3, a little too far there. I think that was that's what transpired in there. But yeah, Brandon Hawken, car number 97. That's got to feel good, like coming through the whole day that good, and you top it off. It would have been, it's tough to like go through that and not get to the point where you can win. So parking it on the bricks here, car number 97 to celebrate it. well deserved to the victory here.
Well, that will make it 5 winners over 6 events. Trying to see if we can get Brandon Hawken into the booth. Don't see him in the Discord currently. Don't see Indy Kirchenbauer as well. But you know who I do see? I do see our 3rd place finisher, Andrew Brodsky. Let's talk to 3rd place and see what he has to say about that event. Andrew, you're live in the broadcast booth. P3, what could possibly be your last Save the Freedom 100. Tell me about the day. You came back from a crash.
Yeah, I'm out of breath. Yeah, if it is my last one, it's a good way to go out, but damn. What a race. The Torque Media Group, Pebble Beach, Concourse d'Elegance car was really good. Yeah, we got wrecked early. I think we had a little net code or something, but yeah, we just kind of put our head down and said, screw it, and went to the front, got in the middle, and just kind of found my way to the front. But all in all, crazy race, awesome race. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank all my teammates, CFM Esports. We had 11 cars in the field. I think we got like 9 of them in the race. Super proud of everyone. But yeah, it's a good way to go out with CFM Esports, and it's a good one.
Yeah, Andrew, you know, so this could be your final one. We've seen you in every Save the Freedom 100. Just, you know, last question, you know, anything you'd like to say before we go out, and, you know, just answer the question, will we see you next year?
I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe next year I can finish 2 spots better, but heck, I'm going home with a peak swag bag. We got Torque Media Group. We're promoting the 75th Pebble Beach Concourse for next year. So, I mean, it's just cool. I'm happy. Got a podium. Finished top 10 every race that we made. And yeah, thanks for you guys hosting. It's been awesome. Good ride. And I mean, you never know, but for right now, I think this is it.
Well, awesome stuff. Just want to let the viewers know that Andrew is one of the guys who helped out tremendously with the setup of this race, and just want to take the time live to tell Andrew thank you for he is the man who made your rules and did so much in preparation for this event leading up to it. So thank you, Andrew, for everything that you've done leading up to the 6th annual Save the Freedom 100.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for having me, and congrats to the winner. And awesome.
All right, that was Andrew Brodsky. I do see we got Brandon Hawken in the Discord, so we're going to bring him up, our race winner.
Yep.
Brandon
here we
Hawken.
go. I'll bring him in here, Kyle. Oh, you got him. Never mind.
Brandon, you just won the 6th Save the Freedom 100. You're live on the broadcast. How does it feel?
Man, this is great. Man, at the beginning, I didn't even know if I was going to be in this race, but yeah, I got put on the roster, and man, wow, what a race that was. That was a lot of fun. Last couple of years I've been wanting to do this, and then but I kept missing it every time. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to get in one, and man, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Just like try to get like every little inch you could get, and I had a great run there with under Carmichael, Stewart, a whole group of them there, and yeah, we side by side with Nate there for the last I guess 15 or so laps, and yeah, we just I knew that the bottom was where I wanted to be, so I just after Noah got me on one of the restarts there, I was being ultra protective of the inside, and yeah, I just wanted to, you know, yeah, stay there, and if I was able to stay on the bottom, I knew I had a shot. So I yeah, just did all I could to protect that, and then try not to scrub off too much speed coming off the corners, and then yeah, going into 3 there, yeah, Nate was he was right on my outside, and I think yeah, he just got a little bit too close, and then there was that wreck there in turn 3 before the line, so. And then yeah, and then after that, yeah, I was just draft snaking, trying all I could do to keep the lead, and I was able to do so. That was that was pretty intense. Really great racing all throughout the field, and that was yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I want to ask you, Brandon, because you were able to control this whole race, really the whole race, maybe sparing the point where you had to do your fuel stop that you went backwards a little bit. But like, how do you like? Did you adjust or did you expect what you had there when you qualify on the pole and you go, okay, I'm starting from the front. I got to control this race. Like, you knew to stay on the bottom side of the racetrack, but how did you expect that to go starting at the front? Were you expecting sort of a rotation kind of situation at the front, or like how did you manage to hold the lead that well?
Yeah, so I was looking at the last chance qualifier, and I noticed the bottom seemed to be like the safest place to be. You could still make moves on in the middle and high lines, but and then in particular there after the first stop, I ended up on the in the middle there for quite a while, and yeah, just I could get close, but I just couldn't like quite like couldn't get to the to be able to control the race. So yeah, it was around that part I was like, okay, I like need the inside, um, yeah, Noah snuck past me there. He made a really good move off of 4 there once, and then yeah, it was kind of the same sort of thing. I was on the outside, had a great help from behind from Nate, and but yeah, we just weren't quite able to edge in front of him. So I got lucky on that the caution that came out after that, because I was like just a nose ahead, I think, at the scoring loop. But so it gave me another chance to go again and then do a better job at protecting the bottom. But yeah, so yeah, just a little bit of yeah, learning throughout the night. Just seeing what worked there in the consolation, and then a little bit of mid-race experience. I knew what I didn't want to do towards the end, so just yeah, made some little bit of adjustment to my driving, and was able to hold the bottom, and yeah, like it was like you get some like crazy runs there on the high side, but you just had a like so much like if you're able to hold the bottom, you just all that like speed all around the inside of the corner was what was the difference, I think. So yeah, just did all I could to stay there on the bottom.
Well, if there's anything for you kids out there to take from Brandon Hawken tonight, if you do your homework, good things will happen. Brandon, thank you for tuning. Thank you for being part of the show tonight. Thank you for coming out and racing with us. It was awesome to have you here, and you did a proper molly-whopping of the field. Who do you want to thank, shout out, and say hey to here to wrap up and congratulate you as we celebrate the fact that you are the 6th annual Save the Freedom 100 winner?
Thanks. Yeah, I just like to thank you guys on the broadcast, everybody who sets up this race. A lot of work goes into this. I've been able to tell the last few days just how many like all the sessions going up, all the admin work. So hats off to everybody, and I wish the best to Allison. I know we're racing for a good cause here today, and yeah, I just like to wish her well in her recovery, and yeah, I just like to thank all these guys and girls out here tonight for a fantastic race, and looking forward to the next one. I'll be sure to be there.
Well, you get a shoe in as a winner. You get a pass to not have to go through the Save the Freedom 50, and we will be excited to have you back with us. And shout out to you for winning it.
Yeah, you're locked in to the show for the future, and you also will get a Peak swag bag as well as the other in the top 3. And Joe will be sending you a trophy. You get a trophy for this race, and there's some other goodies that you're getting as well that we'll tell you in the DMs later. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks to Peak as well for all the support for this race. Yeah, and yeah, Joe as well. So yeah, thanks everybody, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Well, awesome. Thank you to Brandon. That was first time I ever talked to Brandon. Actually, I sent him into a different server. That's funny. Where was he? Never mind that. He gets to make new friends. We're we're gonna send in one last driver. Did you see what I did there, Joe?
Yeah, I like that.
We're gonna talk to one last driver, Indy Kirchenbauer. Let's talk to the second place runner, Indy. You were up there the entire race. Just talk us through your race, and how's it feel to just come that close to winning the Save the Freedom 100?
Feels like I'm the first loser, but I was always just I would choose the inside, and I just always got stuck on the inside, and I could never make a move without wrecking someone, and no, I'm not gonna wreck someone. And the only people that were making moves were people that were wrecking people, so it was just a really sketchy race, and I was just trying to survive for most of the race, and just held the bottom, and there was a lot of, there was a lot of wrecks. I somehow avoided them all, and just, seconds good, but I was pretty close, and I just wish I would have got a better run off 3 to get closer in his draft, but, well, it was still a cool event. Thanks for putting it on.
Well, second place still is something to hold on to, considering we had 60 drivers show up tonight too. But I'm curious, Indy, from your perspective, Brandon really didn't have the perspective because he was controlling this race for so much of the time. But we saw you kind of cycle in and out of like leading versus in the pack, and I'm curious what the difference was between those situations for you, whether you had sort of like the clean air you could kind of grasp, or if it was like how much of a difference there really was from between those kinds of moments.
It was just hold the bottom, pretty much anywhere. You had to lift a little bit more when you were back in the pack because you got a little bit more, like it was a little more packed up, and when you lift, and but once you're up at the front, it's just trying to not let that many people up to your outside or inside. I kept choosing the bottom, and then every time I choose the bottom, they'd all go around me on the top, and every time I choose the outside, it felt like the outside lane wasn't that good, so I just, it was still, a good race, and I just wish I could have got one spot better.
Well, there isn't always next year, Indy, but it's a learning experience, and we came out with a new car this year, so there's definitely sort of a curveball to getting through it, but none too shabby to end up P2. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out or thank on the broadcast as well for Car 100 going to second place tonight?
Fremont Functional Fitness, BGM Marine Associates, the Ollie and Clyde Make Something on YouTube, Fort Ball Pizza Palace, Bayside Heating and Cooling, you guys for putting the event and broadcast on, everyone watching, supporting the event, and my dad for building me my new rig.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for coming out, and yeah, I know it's second place can be kind of tough, but still a good cause to be out for, and we'll be looking forward to seeing maybe if you can go that one spot better next year.
Yep, I'll definitely go one spot. Well, I definitely will be here next year. Yep, thanks for putting on the event.
Yep, and that is second place. We got to talk to our full podium here, Kyle, in the lowdown of this Save the Freedom 100 for 2025. I think my takeaway, Kyle and Matthew, and maybe Matthew's a really good person to talk to about this. The final results are going to come up on your screen here. Matt, they were talking about like concern and keeping control of the car, and that is so different than what we had with the PM18.
Yeah, the car was, and the one thing I said when they were going into the turns, you build up these big runs and there's nowhere to go with it, and then the rear end just slides out from you, and it's really tough to gauge. It's a lot harder on the outside, because on the inside it really clutters up quickly, because obviously you're going slower, so you just really let off. But on the outside, you can feel it drifting. You can't turn the wheel back to the right, as we saw in the LCQ. You'll just snap into the wall. So definitely a difference from what we've seen in the past. I think you can kind of ride on the right rear tire a little bit more than you could in the past car, but handling is definitely an issue, and we'll have to see how that develops throughout the next few editions of the show.
That's good stuff. That's the rundown from your in-race reporter. And Kyle, I can see we've got the final results up on the board. David Land got into the top 10. Mo Perry got a top 5 out of it. Josh Packer ended up in the top 5. Corey Rexford ended up in the top 10.
Yeah, and he was on the way for that big flip too.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's the rundown of the top 10 there. John Daniels rounded out your top 5. You look back outside the top 10. You got Pacey Wiggin, who we did literally only mentioned in the starting grid, but ends up in 11th at the end of it. Bobby Blowers, Billy Thompson, Cade McKee, Andrew Smith, Olivia Pereira, Michael Cozy Jr., previous winner of this race, 17th. Matt Skipper, man, he was up against it. Dude, he won the race last night to get in, had to run through the LCQ. The last car through there ends up P18, one spot ahead of Jaron Fast and Noah Carmichael as well. A couple of those guys kind of working together here tonight, round out your top 20. And then you can go back a little further. Mario Parody had to race through the LCQ. Brad Coleman, 23rd. You got Nate Stewart, Aiden Walker, Carson Lucas. Chris Aurelio ended up pretty far back down there. Same with Josh Stoltz, names that we saw at the top of the board. Caleb Harris, John Poole, Braden Movick, your defending winner coming into tonight. That is not the showing Braden would have had on that one. And then you go to your last trio of drivers. You got Cole Freilich, 31st. That is absolutely the worst finish he's ever had in this race. Nate Dean did not get to the end of this one, and Spencer Madden is the last car on the grid that made it into the race. So that is the whole rundown. Kyle, what do you got to say for yourself, young man?
That was a good one. I mean, like I said, I think this raced a lot more like, you would expect the IL-15s to. I kind of like the mix-up in what we've had in previous years. And I think it kind of starts a new era for this race, right? And what we're going to be seeing in the future. We've learned track position's way more important. But the same guys who were quick in the PM18s are still up there. David Land, once again, with a top 10. Didn't lead any laps, but had a top 10, was right there. Fan favorite, he's going to be looking next year. I hope Andrew Brodsky comes back and finishes that story. Because there's no way you get a podium and you've come so close to winning this thing and you don't have the urge to just come back and do it, right? But overall, we have a new winner, 5 winners in 6 events of this thing. And I just, we're so thankful to be a part of it with you, Joe, and glad to have Matt join us, even though we wish things had gone his way in the LCQ. But overall, the story of the night, with Matt Skipper being the first ever driver in the Fruit 100 to run through the soup and even make the main when he really shouldn't have, given that LCQ. I think we had a great night of racing. Super glad to do it. One last shout out to our partners, and then we'll let you all go. We'll let everyone get some, Joe and I can go get some dinner and, some more food in our bellies and maybe play some games. And so shout out to Peak Performance. We're powered by Peak Performance this year. It's just such an honor to have such a great brand like Peak in our corner this year. If you want to be prepared for the harsh winter weather, make sure your car is ready for the challenge with Peak Antifreeze. They're 50/50 pre-diluted antifreeze and easy to match color cues on the labels to make it easy to find the perfect match for your vehicle. With the same corrosion inhibiting technology your vehicle left the factory with, helps protect all cooling system metals from rust corrosion and is compatible with other extended life coolants. When you peak, you win. And I think the Save the Fruit 100 definitely peaked tonight. We also have to thank SimWrap Market, the premier destination for all your sim racing graphic needs. If you don't know how to paint a car on iRacing, go to these guys. They'll have you covered. They'll have you looking like you do know how to paint. Whether, from the next level of templates, number sets, custom camera packs, keep everything looking sharp on iRacing. Go to simwrapmarket.com. Also, shout out my boys at Unverified, the podcast with me and Tony Donahue. Usually every Tuesday, we'll be returning once the IndyCar season returns. Make sure you like this broadcast if you enjoy this race. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would like to post more content, but I feel like I say that every year. But you're definitely going to be here because this is where you're going to see us for the 7th Save the Fruit 100 because, God forbid, the Indy Next schedule is already out for 2026. So, like I've said it at the end of every broadcast for this race. I'll say it again. If the Fruit 100 does return for the next season, we will stop doing this. But seeing that that's not happening anytime soon, we're going to keep coming back every year until the Fruit 100 is saved. Thank you to Noah Carmichael. Thank you to Cole Freilich. Thank you to Joe Donahue. Thank you to Andrew Brodsky, Nate Dean, Chris Aurelio, Drayton Knowles. I mean, every single person who had any say and thought into putting on this event. Just have to once again give another shout out to my boy Noah Carmichael, because without him this year, this wouldn't have happened, because I was on work trips, a vacation in Australia, the ladder, everything so busy. Noah Carmichael this year was really the person who got it done, everything done, and all the great admin work, promotion to this event was all Noah Carmichael, Andrew Brodsky, Joe Donahue. The boys really helped out this year and made it happen. I can't really take credit for anything except for being the person who is streaming it on their YouTube channel. And speaking of streaming it, P1 Broadcasts handled the broadcast this year, so we have to shout out P1 for being here. They did such a great job. As you can see, the graphics are amazing. Everything just amazing. So yeah, I think I've talked myself to oblivion now. Joe, final thoughts, final words. Anyone you'd like to thank? Any plugs you have?
Yeah, well, I want to thank Matt, my main man, Matt Faust. We had a bit of a rigmarole of things we needed to get done today, and by his grace, we were able to accomplish everything. Thanks to Jacob for being here with us with P1. That was very helpful and awesome from my perspective to get to do this race with him as the producer and P1 being a part of this show. And I want to shout out and thank everybody who donated to Allison. The link is going to be still in this, down in the description, that you can continue to go add to her fight against cancer. We appreciate that they let us bring her on board to highlight her, and appreciate everybody who dipped into that for what we really came here for tonight, which was for Allison. So yeah, Kyle, you said you didn't bring that much to the broadcast because of that vacation. You did bring good looks and charm, though, and I've been seeing comments all night long. I will shout out Drew Graves for giving us the award of the most attractive commentary booth in all of sports. That is pretty cool. And we broke less than 1,000 to go on the goal to help Allison. That's super cool as well.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, we're thinking of Allison, hoping to see her in the IndyCar paddock next year. She's currently was watching in the hospital, thinking of Allison Winter as she fights ovarian cancer. And thank you to everyone who did donate to Allison throughout the night. We did get a few donations. Thank you to everyone. And that will stay in the chat. That'll stay on the Save the Fruit 100 Twitter or X account. But yeah, I think that'll do it. Another year in the books. Thankful to be here. And yeah, we'll see you guys next year at the 7th Save the Fruit 100.
Some of us just love going for a drive. Not to get somewhere, but to feel something. The road, the power, the freedom. From the streets to the summit and everywhere in between. Where every RPM, turn of a wheel, and view feels like a victory. That's what drives us to drive you. So you can be confident. When you peak, you win. Keep life in drive with America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid. Only Blue Death products are triple filtered and guaranteed pure. So no matter what you set out to do, count on Blue Death and Blue Death Platinum. Guaranteed for what drives you.
Hey, what's up, Caleb?
What's up, Brandon?
You sound defeated. A long day at the office?
Yeah, got stuck at a cat food marketing meeting for like 3 hours. I don't know a thing about cat food, and I don't even work in marketing. And then I got sent on a coffee run like I was some sort of intern. Then at the end of the day, when I want to go get gas, I just realized everything is so darn expensive nowadays, man.
Yeah, you got that right.
Like, do you have any idea how much we're spending on Netflix?
That's like $20 a month.
Do you know how much we're spending on cable?
That's like $50 a month.
And you know what isn't expensive?
Tell me.
Kart Chaser Premium. For only $9.99 a month, you can watch all of the American karting action live from coast to coast. Subscribe and become a member today.